camera, microphone, tripod, lighting, filming space, content, editing, iMovie, Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Video Pad, Lightworks, CapCut, Sound Effect, Music, Epidemic Sound, Animation, Illustration, Color Gradient, Transitions, Title, Thumbnail, Niche, Analytics, numbers, and more numbers. Do you seriously think you have what it takes?
Whoa. If I take every single detail into account, I'm never gonna end up uploading anything. Take this video, for example. My first ever vlog style YouTube video. Hooray. This was gonna be a very different video from the video it ended up being. It was supposed to be just a simple daily routine vlog. It's kind of a get to know me as my first video. But then I got into my head. I filmed all these clips like weeks ago, put them all together till they made a coherent video, and then I paused. And then when it felt like imposter syndrome was starting immunity inside my head, I went down a rabbit hole of watching how to make a YouTube video on YouTube. Slowly but surely, I began thinking that the video I had made on my daily routine was not good enough to see the light of day. And then I stopped to think again. How many of us do this? Honestly, this is not my first time trying to make a YouTube video. I've tried years before, and the same thing would happen. I would make a video, I would film all the clips, and then nothing. All because I would go on YouTube and watch all the other perfectly put together and perfectly edited videos. And that's great. That's how you learn. But as soon as you start believing that what you're doing is not good enough, that's when you need to hit the brakes. Researching and watching other YouTube videos and being like, hey, I want my video to be like that, that's fine. But just make sure it doesn't stop you from actually doing what you want. You don't need a fancy camera. You don't need to pay, I don't know how much money for whatever video editing software. You don't need a microphone. You really can just start by filming on your phone. If it's something that you truly want to do, then you just have to do it. And obviously there's going to be a huge learning curve. I mean, do you honestly think that all those videos that you watch on YouTube, all those people started off that way? No, they started just like you, with an idea. The only difference, they put their idea out there. So hopefully, if you're in this gray area of thinking that, oh my god, my video is not good enough, oh my god, I don't have the right camera, I don't have the right editing software, I don't have the right lighting, I don't have the right filming space, just do it. It's gonna be a start. And honestly, that's better than nothing. I'm a creator. I love creating things. I love painting. It relaxes me, it calms me down, but I am not good at it. But guess what? I will continue to do it, even when that little voice inside my head screams at me and tells me, what are you doing, you suck? I choose not to listen to it, because I want to create. It took me a while to come to this realization. I love creating things. I love making things. I love telling a story through my art. And after all, that's what art is. It is every person's personal story presented by a different medium. And I think that's beautiful. So welcome. Like I said, this is my first ever YouTube video vlog style. I'm Bianca. This video that you're gonna watch of mine is, like I said, my daily routine. So as you guys watch that, I guess I'll just tell you guys a little bit about myself. And I'm not gonna lie, this is a little awkward for me. Speaking to a camera is just a little bit awkward. I don't think I'm alone in that. But hopefully, along the way, I will get better at this. So I'm an aspiring writer, but the truth is I aspire to be many different things. So I guess it would make better sense to say I'm an aspiring creator. Whether it's writing a book, sewing a skirt, knitting a sweater, or making a YouTube video, I want to do it. And honestly, making YouTube videos has been something I've wanted to do for a while. But the idea has always been just a little bit daunting. I'm in no way a videographer or a talented editor. And I don't really know if my personal life, is interesting enough to be put out on the internet. So, what I'm doing right now is I'm basically just transferring my notes into my Word document. I carry around this little notebook with me to work, especially because when work is slow and I have nothing to do, I'll just crack it open and I'll just write. Whatever chapter I'm working on, whatever scene I'm working on, this is pretty much all full of writing. And yeah, I'll do that, and then when I have time, the next day or that night when I get home, I'll just transfer it to the Word doc, and then I'll have saved some time by, sitting at work doing nothing. Perfect time to write. There's this quote by Robin Moore. I really enjoy it. He says, "Inside each of us is a natural-born storyteller waiting to be released." Honestly, I don't think truer words have ever been spoken. Most of the time when people think of stories, they envision edited, highly structured narratives like books, TV shows, or plays. All of these things have carefully constructed character arcs and plots. Many people are actually put off from creating something because they fear it won't come out as perfectly as those examples. And honestly, this fear can be overwhelming. It took me like 20 years plus to get to this point where I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna make it. So, a story about me is, like I said earlier, I love painting. It calms me down, it stops the constant berating thoughts in my mind. Like, I can just get lost with my paintbrush and my little paints. I know nothing about it, okay, so I'm probably always using the wrong kind of paint, the wrong kind of paper, the wrong kind of brushes, but I love it. I don't care. Am I any good at it? I don't know, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I used to actually really put myself down about it. I had this friend who is a very talented artist, drawing, painting, everything. Everything that she would make would just be perfect. For me, it would be perfect. And honestly, it's a bit embarrassing to think back to like my childhood of all the times that I would like feel jealous over her. But that's in the past. Throughout my journey, I've actually come to realize that art and perfection are not synonymous. And honestly, like most people, I've discovered that striving for perfection in art can actually be counterproductive. And really, it's almost amusing to reflect on the amount of time it took me to truly grasp this concept. Art, at its core, serves as a vehicle for self-expression. It enables the artist to communicate emotions, ideas, and experiences. It embodies the artist's distinct perspective on the world and offers a glimpse into their innermost thoughts. That's pretty deep. So, it's a story told by the artist. Everything I create is a way for me to share my story with the world. And I think this process is fundamental to being human. We create emotional connections with each story told, and this shapes the way we relate to ourselves, others, and the world around us. A world without emotional connections, could you imagine a world without art, without stories? I really don't think it'd be a world worth living in. So, maybe like me, you're scared that your original painting or your book or your YouTube video that you've been working on so hard won't come out perfect. But please, remember, it's the imperfections, vulnerabilities, and the personal touch that make your art captivating, inspiring, and a reflection of your own humanity. It's yours. Embrace the flaws, learn from them, and allow them to shape your personal artistic journey. Really, that's kind of all I have to say. So that's it from me. I hope I haven't bored any of you. But I do hope that I've pushed you all to think more creatively and just start to let those juices flow. And don't be scared to start. Just do it. Just take that first step. Post that video. Write that song. Draw that picture. Just do it. For me, this is just the beginning. And I genuinely hope that you'll stick around to watch my journey, whether it be through YouTube videos or through stories I've written. Thank you for your time. Bye. It can hinder creativity. I can't speak.